Welcome to the Fantasy Thinker. I'm Jared, and today we are going to be doing finally another episode of Reading the Prose. This is number 23, I believe. And today, if you may have recognized the artwork at the beginning, maybe not, but I will be reading a passage from Storm Fortress by Janny Wurts. And I am really excited to be back into the Wars of Light and Shadow right now. And this passage I am reading is from a section that highlights a devastating sorceress attack. And I just wanted to show her descriptions of sorcery and how just how, like I said, devastating it can be, how powerful this stuff is, and how kind of as devastating and impactful as like modern weaponry today. And so I wanted to read this passage too that really highlights how just how bad this stuff can be. And this is like a wartime thing. There shouldn't be too much spoiler stuff with this. You might, especially if you're just starting out the series, I don't think you'll understand the context here. But maybe if you're up to like Trader's Knot, the seventh book, then you might be a little bit spoiled by this, but it doesn't matter because it's so good, and you're gonna keep going. All right, so I'm gonna read this. You should be able to see it up on the screen. You can read along with me, and we'll talk about it a little bit. All right. The first blow unleashed by the White Rider exploded, an eruption of light that burst like a scream from the eye of a malevolent sunrise. The conflagration roared forth as a wave, storming across the hedged pastures and breaking the outlying farmsteads under a blast of annihilating heat. The flashpoint lasted but a fleeting instant, yet amid the booming report of shocked air, the fields and hayricks surrounding the Asbridian citadel were engulfed by scouring flame. The scourge destroyed everything, devoured all in its path without any breath of resistance. No hamlet escaped the seeping assault. No farm wife or miller or child was spared, no matter that they were innocents. The thatch and timber over their heads became torched at one hammering stroke. Chimney stones were reduced to slag, tumbled over the carbon-scorched earth, where all life was stripped of animal industry and autumn-rich foliage. Smoke drifted, stinking, where moments before crofters had scythed the last cutting of straw and raked the cured stalks into windrows. The drays and ox teams were immolated also, bone and carcasses scattered to ash. Undone alongside them, the steadfast, armed guards of Keldmar's veteran troops. No man in the open lived to report. Lumped metal remained of wrought weapons and wheel rims, glowing dull cherry upon the serra ground. Inside the burst bonds, where the bulwarks of riveted stone had been melted, the shrieks of a handful of light-scalded sentries shattered the moaning quiet. They were the misfortunate few, roasted to agony until death could relieve their racked suffering. Whew. Wow. Talk about, I mean, really, the picture that brings of the devastation wrought by this sorceress attack really just hammers home how bad it is, just how all encompassing. It's like, really, it's like a bomb going off, and it's tragic. It's visceral. It's really gets down to the meat of war, sorceress war. And so I really just love all her terminology that she uses in here. I love the alliterations in here. There's plenty of them. Um, and I just like all the descriptors of devastating sorcery that you have in here. You have You have exploded and eruption and burst, and like in describing those things as a scream from the eye of a malevolent sunrise is like, ow, ow, that hurts. uh, you have a conflagration. You have, storming across path. You have breaking. You have blast of annihilating heat. You have, flashpoints and shocked air, um, and engulfed by scouring flame. It just goes on, and it just really hammers home how bad this is. And um, you get and you get a little bit of the aftermath with the smoke drifting and stinking, and the immolation, and the scattered to ashes, and the people with the lump, in this lumped metal that was like glowing dull cherry, like something like extreme heat and stuff like that. Unbelievable. Just really hammered home um, the devastation of this sorcerer's attack. It wrought weapons and wheel rims. I love the alliterations that goes in here, and all this stuff serves to hammer home this the beginning of this war, basically, that's in this book. And so uh, when this section, this is like the opening to a section, and when this was presented to me, I was just like, all right, I am ready for the worst to happen here. This is the harbinger of bad things about to happen, and it's near the beginning of the book. It's only, I think it's in the middle of chapter 4, and so I have another 500 pages here of this war about to be played out, and I can't wait to get to it, because I gotta see who's gonna survive this and how it's gonna go and how it's all gonna turn out. And so, and it is the culmination of a story arc, and this is the 5th book in that story arc, and like I said, the 8th book in the series. And so there's gonna be hopefully a spectacular ending here, and I'm looking forward to it. And this passage really gets you ready for the tenseness of a war about to happen, where big things are going to happen, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. All right, so if you've read this already, let me know if you've had the same kind of feelings that I had when after I read that, and if you haven't read this already, what are you waiting for? Catch up. um, or you now know you're in for something spectacular. Okay, and that's it for today. As always, be good to each other, and thank you.